Just don't even think Craig's here. Just think that that's a stalker or something, like a crazy human being. So, Shabo, how was your day today? Spliced, how was your day? Boys?
Go ahead first.
Okay. My day was pretty solid. It was actually very streamlined. Like, a lot was going on. Not much. That doesn't really happen that often in recent days, but it felt pretty good that, one thing happened, and then as soon as that ended, another thing was going on, and I just kept my day going, which was pretty awesome. So, pretty good day.
Damn. Better than my day. Shabo.
I normally wake up an hour before the podcast, but today... Today I woke up a couple hours before the podcast instead because my friend wanted to go to lunch with me. I hadn't seen him in quite a while, so we went to go grab a burger at this place nearby, and I just got back, and now we're doing this.
We literally have the same schedule, Shabo. We both wake up 1 hour before the podcast, and we just get on. It's great.
I don't really just wake up whenever I wake up, though. I set my alarm just in case I sleep past the podcast.
Do you have like one of those moments where you just like get up and you like panic because you think you overslept and you see the time like, oh, okay, I'm good.
Like every day, like every single day.
All right. So okay, holy shit. Okay, well, welcome everybody to the 8th episode of the OmniCast, your weekly For Honor podcast. I'm your warm host, Flame, again. Please get comfy, make yourself at home as we dive into this. I'm joined by my lovely co-host. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, it's me, Shaboom Banana. I'm the co-host of the OmniCast, otherwise known as the For Honor YouTuber Shaboom Banana.
And that one furry kid that rocks the tails.
I'm not a furry. Shut up.
And we also have our special guest here today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, my name is Spliced, a former For Honor content creator, and now I'm just a content creator.
It's a bold statement coming out of the gate. So Spliced, speaking of your former and now your past and everything like that, how are you doing now that you're a former content creator?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm just in the midst of keeping myself going forward, new things on the horizon, new things to look towards, and just keep going, every day is a new day.
Trying to find the next game to latch on to?
Not actually. I've decided I want to try something that isn't connected towards just being one thing. I want to try to make my content around more towards myself. Because I think if you self-reflect on YouTube a lot more, it helps shape who you actually are as a human being as well.
Like real life stuff.
So are you doing vlogs now?
I don't know. We'll find out. I have no idea, to be honest. I might just keep playing more games, but even if I do, I don't want to latch onto like one game. Maybe just like do a bunch of different ones and, keep my happiness at an all-time high, before I get before the game sucks me in and makes me depressed or something. Maybe just start moving on to another one and just keep hopping.
Honestly though, like, does that game like low-key make you depressed? Like,
what, For Honor?
Yeah. For depression?
Well, I wouldn't say it made me like I was like clinically depressed. Like I was like upset with myself emotionally.
But it just ruined your mood.
Yeah.
There has been times where I really did dread opening the game. Just being in the menu and just staring at. Sometimes I force myself to open the game only to just quit the game like a few seconds later because it's just that feeling where it felt more like I was working a job instead of actually doing something that I wanted to do, which was going against everything that I did YouTube for in the first place.
Yeah. No, I think most people we actually have on here do like For Honor, kind of like lightheartedly, but you do YouTube like to actually make money, don't you?
Well, I don't do YouTube to make money, but it is my full-time obligation at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
whether you wanted to do For Honor or not, you were kind of like forcing yourself to.
Honestly, wait, when you ever, did you ever, I know this is really dark to say, but did you ever like take the time to think whenever you were chasing this profession that you were literally handcuffing and, like getting a ball and chain around your leg when you were doing this? Did you start to feel it right when you began, or was it a slow process?
It's definitely a slow process. You don't realize it's happening until you start thinking about doing things that, like for example, When you start YouTube, you have full imagination, wonder, and you want to explore every corner of the site for what you can upload content on, and you want to explore yourself and keep going. But later on, when you start getting complacent, you start getting comfortable with the content you're doing, and you start getting into a formula. You wake up every day doing the same thing over and over again, and soon enough you'll find yourself chasing content instead of chasing your own different ideas of content. And that's when you'll start gaining subscribers for that specific content formula. And then when you try to change it up, then you start realizing, oh, the ball and chain was there the whole time, you just weren't leaving the room.
Spliced, may I, like, split your mind open real quick and just ask you this? So I don't want to sit here and drill you, because I don't feel like, the audience would want me to do that per se to you. But I would like to ask. No, it just doesn't feel right to me. And I'm someone that has a lot of moral ground when it comes to, like, I don't like beating someone when they're down and stuff like that. And especially with your case, whatever, it's such a rare case, because you do see For Honor YouTubers leaving, but then you never really see them hesitant with, like, coming back to making this video. What made you want to come back to make this video?
100% the fans. Ever since I left For Honor, I had a foot down, and I said that I'm not going to return it to it, not because I had nothing to do with any of the viewers or the subscribers. It was 100% my own thoughts and opinions and feelings. I had this thought about leaving For Honor for about like 8 months before I actually did leave in February. But after I left, there's a lot of goodbyes. A lot of people were, supportive of my decision and stuff, but there was a good handful of me that a good handful of subscribers and fans that were really upset because they really wanted more content from me for Honor. And a lot of people just didn't really see what I saw, of course, which no blame to them or anything like that. But throughout the next 2.5 months that I wasn't on For Honor, I was seeing lots of content or lots of comments on my content of people really hoping that I'll come back for the Lawbringer rework, because
You're a Lawbringer.
Yeah, like I started For Honor with Lawbringer and ended with For Honor Lawbringer. So it was like a big part of the fans. I can really understand that a lot of people, like, they cemented themselves with the Lawbringer, and they a lot of people said that they mained the character because of me. So because of that, I was thinking, why not go against everything I've said just for this one time, so I can make a bunch of people happy, rather than put my foot down and stick to a moral standpoint that I put for myself. I think it's a fair trade-off. I think people will really much enjoy the video. I'm putting 100% of my effort in. I've been working on it for almost a week now, so
You get some good content in there of Hitokiri, I'm sure.
It's mostly me killing Hitokiri, but yeah.
That's what I meant. I think everyone's gonna like that, especially.
How do you like that one shot, though?
I haven't experienced it yet. Don't really run into it because I'm a good player. So
Just requires you dodge once.
I have a friend or whatever that I occasionally speak to, and he's like kind of like a noob in For Honor. And no, I am like literally about 3 weeks into not touching For Honor. It's because my real life has been getting hectic, and I've always made a conscious effort every time a new hero comes in to not play the game for a week, and then I come in afterwards. I know it's like really stupid because you're supposed to get in and learn the character or whatever, but I like giving it a week and then seeing if there's any tweaks or nerfs or whatever that get to it first, and then I come in. Because going in or whatever, after like experiencing the Centurion Infinite and the Shinobi and all the other characters that were just brought to the cast that were just widely unfair, and then they had to nerf them because their kit was too superior to the others, I kind of got to that 1 week thing where I go on hiatus.
I feel that, yeah. I totally understand that. Well, it's different for people in my kind of position because, more specifically towards, I guess, me. I got early access to all the content, like all the seasons and stuff like that. Of course, I'm not going to go into detail of that kind of stuff, but basically, like, you know, I get like 1 to 2 weeks before anyone else even gets information.
Oh, thanks. You're
before
like
the trailer.
ready.
Yeah, like before the trailer even comes out, they give us early access, and you know, we get to play around with the characters, get to 1v1 with them, and this is like the same early access as like all the tournament people that are in and stuff, so I get the highest up opinion about these characters right away, so I get to know if these characters are really good, if they're really bad, how to play them like within the first hour of touching the character, and then it's just another 2 weeks of mastering the character. So by the time my footage comes out, I've already figured out the character. I already know, you know, the ins and out of it. And yeah, it's a different kind of sense for most people that have to wait, of course, which is why I try not to give my opinion on any of the new characters until like, I'd say like a month into the character's release, because I think it's very unfair to many people who don't even get to touch the characters compared to people like me that get the privilege to have them for a very long time.
I think it's just a big patience thing, because I've had friends who have spent money just to unlock Hitokiri on like the season 3 pass, but I'm just gonna wait a week and buy them with steel. Like, I'm not really in a big rush. If you just
patience is a huge thing. They a lot of the marketing for that kind of stuff is they really try to promote things like that to get you. It's like impulse buying. It's a lot of things like that.
I think it's like the big rush to try and get to it.
Yeah, they play off a lot of hype as well. Hype is a huge thing for marketers and developers and stuff like. Well, not developers, but like the marketing team of these games and stuff. They always try to play off hype a lot to get you to buy stuff. But if you practice patience a lot, you'll soon realize that down the line, or if you actually look at all the content in the past as a whole, you'll start to realize that each content patch that comes out every season gets less and less as it comes out. But even more so that the content in itself doesn't really reflect the price range that they're selling these season passes for.
Yeah, definitely. $50.
Yeah, and if you actually do, like, you know, just like investing money or you know, saving up money in your bank, if you just hold off a certain amount for something that you want to save up for, and you know, and you're smart and you know how to keep that money to that side, aka steal for the hero, then you'll be totally fine. Let people have their fun with Hitokiri for a week before you do, then you pick them up and you'll be behind everyone, sure, but before you know it, everyone will be bored of the character within 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, wasted money on it.
Sad truth.
But I think we should go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and get into like some actual questions that I had for you. I wanted to ask you about with every YouTuber we have on here that I've had, at least, I go back and I look at all the original videos they used to make, and I couldn't help but notice you used to make a lot of Halo 5 videos.
Oh no!
Like a boatload of them. I mean, and this is the kind of content that back when I played Halo 5, because I used to play Halo 5 when I was like high school, middle school.
Oh man, the fills.
and those are the exact kind of videos I would watch, where it was like how to kill streaks, how to do this strategy, you know, there's all this cool stuff. But I was always wondering where the 117 on your YouTube channel URL came from, and then I was like, there's no way that's Halo, right? And I scrolled back down, and sure enough, it's all Halo. So is that where you got it from, John 117?
Of course, yeah. The 117. Well, when I needed to make a username, Spliced obviously was taken, so I was like, okay, I'll just do 117, because at the time on Xbox, like I had Halo 4, Halo Reach, and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not really the biggest Halo fan, despite what it might look like with all the content I have on Halo. I'm actually not really that big of a fan of Halo at all.
You're a much bigger fan of the Banshee, though.
Literally just that, yeah.
Dude, every Halo video was like Banshee gameplay, Banshee kill streak. I was like, dang, dude, come on, give the mongoose some love.
Yeah,
doesn't have any guns, but it's okay. You can drive it.
Oh, I got an unforgivable with that vehicle, actually.
Oh, with the mongoose with the gun?
Yeah, if you look at one of my playlists, I think I have, it's like a 40-0.
I'll just scroll through. Yeah, you got, dude, like you had kill streaks that like I would be playing Halo and I'd see somebody get, and I'd just say, how does this man land this many kills and not die once?
Yeah, I think that was I think the amount of unforgivables I uploaded, if I remember counting it correctly, I think it was like a quarter of the amount that I actually got. Like I only recorded, I think, a quarter of them. Yeah, because like to me, like when it comes to YouTube and gameplay in itself, I look for the best quality, even for myself. And the gameplay itself, you know, I might get like 80 kills in a game, but that game itself was really shoddy and I didn't like it. So I was like, I'll just scrap it because I didn't like how I played a certain way for like the first couple minutes of the game or something.
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember what video it was, but I remember watching a video where you were talking about that. You were saying somebody said you only use clips where you win, which is not true. You said you use clips where the gameplay is good, which I had noticed. Yeah. You had like a lot of like dodging around, explosion. Like it was cool. It was nice gameplay. It wasn't like just something. Like
actually, for Halo, actually, I do believe I only use clips, or I only use footage where I got really good games. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I won the game. There's actually a lot of games of Halo where I lose the match because I wasn't even focusing the points. I was focusing my kill streak. So you know, a lot of people that say that, I think they don't actually look into the videos that I upload. It's just usually like the one-off, like that's a face value. They saw the first video and then they judge the video as such. So it's like, let's say one video I upload in For Honor and I played 7 duels and all duels I won. That doesn't mean that I only upload wins, but because that guy only saw that one video and he's judgmental about that one video, I don't really like think much of those comments. You know, it's just I kind of just like brush them off as like, you know, down the road maybe he'll have a different opinion.
All right,
so go ahead.
So Shabo, you've been talking, boy. So I have a question about egotism, and it's a very controversial topic, of course, but it's something I always like to ask YouTubers in general because I like seeing how they handle this question. So, Spliced, when it comes to egos and your egotism in general, how do you struggle with it? Is it something that you specifically struggle with? Is it something that you keep under wraps? I would like to ask you what your experience is with your ego.
It's interesting. So I think it's safe to assume, for like when I look at myself through other people's eyes, that I do have an ego, but I would have to disagree, like with my own thoughts, that I actually do have one. The way that my ego in quotes would work on YouTube is a lot of people like to give me titles for things. One of them in For Honor that I saw people started picking up a lot of steam for was I'm a big pillar in the For Honor community. You may or may not have seen that around. Shabo, if you've been in the community of For Honor, a lot of people say
I have seen that, yeah. I've seen that a lot.
I never called myself that. I never claimed that at all, but because people would go around saying that I was this big pillar, I would play off of it, but not like as if I actually believed it, but just sort of like a sarcastic thing. So like whenever I would comment about something, I'd be like, I'm the big pillar, so here's my opinion, you know, as a joke. But then, you know, obviously people would take it seriously. And so if you really want an example of my ego, you can watch my extremely cringy diss track that it's 100% sarcastic. And it's pretty much a projection of what the audience sees me as in the For Honor community. That's what I tried to like shape it as. So like it's like half and half. So like half of the people that dislike me, I have lines of people that you know what they thought about me, and then half of the people that like really like my videos and think of me as like some god. Hence the name of the diss track is called Godbringer. Everyone thinks that I'm like the best lawbringer in the game, which I've never claimed at all, but because people have gone around and said that, I was like, okay, I'll just say I'm the best lawbringer in the game in this diss track. And yeah,
when is the EP coming out?
Yeah, when's the EP? I was about to say, when's the mixtape dropping?
Well, I need someone to respond to it first before I can keep it going to get the views and the clickbait.
You should have another EP drop, and it's gonna be like P.S. I ain't done yet. And then you just come back.
Man, that video took so long. I think it took from the minute I started making it all the way until its full release. I think it took like 4.5 months, just because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was just writing down all the lyrics. I wrote all the lyrics in that song, except for like one line. So if you listen to the whole thing, it's literally all me. All the ad libs and everything in the background that you hear was 100% done, like with my own thought and everything like that. So, I mean, go ahead and explore that video as much as you want. It's extremely cringy. I promise you, it'll be hard to get through.
I was about to say, use the word cringy to describe it. I was pretty accurate.
Is that an L that you took that day, or do you think you wrote away with a little bit of a W?
I don't think it was a W or an L. I think it was just like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to do this.
It's a tie.
Cringe.
Like, I did it fully aware that people would be cringing at it, and I did it fully aware that I would be cringing at it. But I did it anyways because I really just wanted to see what it's like to make one of these videos. I just wanted to try it. Why not? And also, it was I was making it. I wanted to make that as my final video before I left the community, but it was right before Season 9 came out, so I still had to, I was like, alright, I'll cover, the Blackbriar gameplay before I leave the community. So I put that out in January. I had the new logo, I had everything ready for that. And then, I just left it as it is, and it spread through the community. Everyone started memeing about it, as I expected it to be. But it was just, yeah, it's just really stupid.
It reminded me of the Melee. I'm not sure if you guys keep up in the Melee scene. It's when Chilled make that. He made like a diss track to Leffen, and when he made that diss track, he went to go get 3-0'd by Leffen. So it was
nice.
It was like the best taunt to get bodied moment.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like that guy screaming in the other dude's face, and then it just cuts away to him getting bodied on the ground.
Yeah. P.S. Leffen, I ain't done yet.
Hey, by the way, going back to Halo, I wanted to ask you about the Ambient GG clan. Do you remember that?
Oh boy.
Don't think I remember that name, to be honest. There's only a few like top clans that I can remember from that game when I was playing like in the early days of Halo 5, and I was in the Oni clan when Achilles was like the armor piece you had to like chase after. I don't remember Ambient GG, to be honest.
No, there was I think it was your 3,000 subscriber video, and you started off saying you would join Ambient GG, and I tried looking them up and I could not find any information about them whatsoever. I found an Ambient GG clan on CS:GO, but not on Halo.
I was in
remember.
one?
Yeah, you said you were in one. Yeah, in the video.
Huh.
I think it was your 3,000 subscriber special one, or maybe it was
Spliced Dark Past ?
That was in the 3K montage. That was just a montage. There was no.
Oh, then it was the 8K one. Then it must have been. I think is what 8K. It was.
All right, we're already almost getting to the middle, Shabo. What's your questions?
All right. Are you excited for Halo 1 PC?
Nope.
What? No. Okay.
I mean, you literally already should know the answer to that one. Since the prior thing that I said, I don't really care about Halo. I only care about the Banshee in Halo 5.
Oh, dang it. I was hoping for Halo 1 PC at least.
Got ripped, man.
You also did.
Just because it's on PC doesn't mean I'm excited. Sorry.
Darn it. You also did Dark Souls for a little bit there. Whatever happened to that?
Yeah. Well, what happened to that is I was playing on Xbox and it had 30 FPS, so.
So you zoomed out of that.
Yeah, but also the current content that I was making on Halo at the time did not reflect the content that I could make on Dark Souls, and I did not know how to shift myself into that community. I had no idea, so I tried to make the kind of montage-y videos that I made for Halo into Dark Souls, and it just got bombed. Like, people, really, they rejected it, so... it was like I tried to take a step into really
another
cold
world.
water.
Yeah.
And it's just like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not diving in. So I just went back to Halo.
I feel that.
So Spliced, how was your childhood? Do you think you had a good childhood?
Yeah, I had a pretty solid childhood. I grew up pretty wealthy, and I had really caring parents that taught me the right from wrong. So, yeah, I'd say my childhood, in the most biggest amount of summary I could give you, was, yeah, thumbs up.
That's good. Did you ever have any embarrassing high school moments that you've ever experienced or lived through?
Not that I can think of, because I was the kind of kid that would make an ass of himself but not realize he was being an absolute ass. So like it's only until like after high school, I guess, if I look back, that I realized, oh yeah, everyone was actually avoiding me. Yeah, I don't think I had any embarrassing moments, like, you know, someone pulling my pants down or something like that. It never really happened in high school, mainly because no one wanted to approach me to do that. So
what about middle school? I've had a lot more embarrassing moments in middle school than I have in high school.
I don't have a middle school where I'm from. I only have elementary school that goes all the way up to grade. Like it's elementary school starts from kindergarten all the way up to grade 10. Or grade 8.
Oh my gosh.
No, it goes to grade 8, and then high school goes grade 9 to grade 12.
So when you go play dodgeball, you go play dodgeball with like the first graders and just like wail on them?
No, I just play with my own class, my own grade.
Oh. Is that what it would be like making a new account on For Honor for you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like the equivalent of dodgeball.
No, there's just certain parts of the school that, like, you know, all the really young kids would be in, and then, you know, there's an older wing. There's like sometimes it's mostly like 2 floors, so like the second floor would be like the older grade 5 and up, grade 6 and up. And then
your school had 2 stories?
Yeah.
I hear about people who have schools with 2 stories. I think that sounds so cool.
My elementary school had 2 floors, and then my high schools had 3 floors.
Nice, dude. What about love interests? Did you ever like lady slay?
I mean, I had a couple relationships.
Have you seen this man's haircut? This guy has the pussy slaying hair. Come on.
I had so I had one relationship in high school, one after high school, for a little, like right after high school.
Were they serious or just flings?
Well, they would have been until they just spontaneously moved like 3 provinces for no reason. I don't know. It was very weird. One of them in high school, like I was in a relationship with a girl, and then she just spontaneously moved like to New Brunswick. Okay.
What the hell? Just like next day?
Yeah, like pretty much. Like she had one day of goodbyes, and then I was like, oh, so you're moving? And she's like, yeah. And I was just like, all right, guess it's over then. She's like, yep. And I was like, okay. And then yeah. When you want to break up with someone, but you're so fucking afraid of breaking up, you move provinces.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't really think much of it because honestly, I didn't really think much of it because I had like a massive crush on someone else in high school at the time, so my mind was mostly on that other person. But I never really like. I wasn't like. I'm not a cheating kind of person. I would never do that. I would always be the one that would just be like, I can't like commit or anything. So. Yeah.
All right, but I got a question for you. Would you use the blood as lubricant?
No.
I was thinking about that.
What?
Like, why were we thinking about the same thing? Because I was thinking,
we're disgusting people, man. No, man.
Degenerates at the best
cost. So if it's that time of the month, you just say, nah, gotta pass.
Oh, if it's that. Oh no, I thought you were talking if like they're a virgin or something like that.
okay. No, we're on 2 different pages. No, I meant like period blood.
Okay.
I don't even think she'd be in the mood if that was.
No, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
I don't know.
I've never experienced.
You'd be really surprised.
I'll cross that bridge when I get there, man.
So you're gonna do like the anonymous 50-50 with Lawbringer shove into guard break, or are you just gonna roll?
Did you say shove into guard break?
Nah,
are those innuendos?
I'll just give her my nerfed long arm.
It's so slow she can dodge it, dude.
Nah, she can just interrupt it on attacks now.
I wasn't thinking of For Honor when you said nerf long arm for some reason, and I pictured a nerf gun. I just pictured you inserting an entire Nerf gun into her vagina. I was like, oh wait, never mind. We're talking about For Honor.
That's technically a fetish. I think there's a fetish for everything nowadays. I actually found this one fetish not too long ago. It's when you stare at another person and they get off by you staring at them. So I don't. Yeah, it's a weird thing, dude.
What is that even called?
The Shabo is like, roll down your window and look at me outside, and then that's it. That's literally the fetish. That's it. There's no context. It's just looking at another person.
I wonder if you like
on the spot.
Imagine like working at like a restaurant and like you're serving people and then somebody comes up and starts talking to you and you start getting horny because they're looking at you.
Oh man, could you imagine?
Oh, that would be so awkward.
You have to pull a one-handed warrior in line, dude.
I'm sure that happens a lot, actually. There's a lot of like really attractive like waitresses, you know, and the guy looks at her and is like, okay, well,
Spliced, you're that guy, aren't
you? What do you want me to do about that? Not necessarily, to be honest.
You brought it up. You brought it up, though.
Who smelled it, felt it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm an observant person. I'd say.
Spliced, you can be real with us. Did
No.
you find waitresses hot?
No. Some of them are kind of attractive, but not like super hot. No.
Did you ever tip them because they were attractive?
Well, most of them have their hair back in a ponytail. I'm not really a big fan of that, to be honest.
What kind of girl would you go for, though, Spliced? That's my thing.
I don't know. One that's more chill than most. I don't really have a preference to like.
Are you gonna take the high road here? I feel like you're about to take the high road.
No, it depends, because like I can't just have like a specific. I can't have a specific look. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. Are you going by looks or are you going by like?
Well, let's go both. Let's go both. Yeah, let's go both.
All right. So if we're gonna, if I had to have a preference, I guess a brunette, and a more like, I'd say a person that's more homestay than adventurous.
So okay, so we're doing Build a Bear workshop. Let's go.
Dude,
okay.
You just described my stepmom.
What? Let's hook Splice up, dude.
Oh God.
Let's Splice keep going.
Well, she's 50, so if you're into that.
Oh, I mean, who knows?
Well, I mean, that's like all I can really give you, man. I don't really have a preference. It's all
just
about
a brunette and a homebody.
Well, it's all about development over time. If you talk to the person, understand them, and they get to know you, I think it makes a better relationship than going on Tinder, liking a person, they like you back, and say, hey, let's meet in 5 minutes. It doesn't work out ever. Tinder never works out. I don't think I've known anyone that had a long-lasting relationship for going on Tinder.
I actually have.
Yeah, I was about to say I actually have too.
I dated a girl for about 2.5 years.
2 years.
On Tinder.
Yeah, two years too.
Well, now I've met some people.
There we go. We're the two unicorns out of the whole world.
The 1%.
The 1%.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
So,
rise up,
gamers. Spliced, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So here's a question.
This is a
I'd
furry
like to ask
podcast.
you. Pretty personal. So when we were talking about the whole looks thing, what about the whole mental game? Let's break down the mental game.
Well, that depends. Well, again, you can't really tell until you get into a relationship with someone, until you really realize how like mental they are. I'd say a lot of people at the beginning try to be what they aren't in the very beginning because they're trying to appeal to
mind
the
games
person that they're talking to. And it's only when you get into a relationship and everyone becomes, comfortable with each other, that they start showing the dark sides, I guess. And it's up to the other person if they have, the willpower to not only cope but also help, work with that side of the person, maybe help remedy it and make the person better. I think when it comes to relationships, it's all about communication, and it's like the number one thing you have to have. You have to sit down with the other person. You have to tell them, I have this problem. I hope you're okay with it. If I do have these outbursts, please let me know so we can try to fix it. Like, if you assume that your relationships will be great after like the first date, I promise you they won't. There's always going to be problems because at the end of the day, humans are humans. We all have our own problems, and we need people to help us, fix them. And if these other people are not willing to commit in the dating stage, there's no way they will last in a relationship stage down the line. 100%.
I see you. Yeah, I can understand that for a certain degree. So here's another question for you.
Unless they have $1 million, then you'll just be fine.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, I can buy all the orange Fanta I want.
All the mail order Russian brides you need.
That's a lot of $5 sucky suckies.
For a long time. Long
Happy
time. I prefer the sad ending myself.
The sad end. Is that when they just give you like a just sad hand job?
No, it's where they put the dog down in front of you and then they give you a hand job.
Oh, they take Old Yeller back and then afterwards you cry and they use it as lubricant. I'm so fucked up, dude.
You hit the nail on the head with that one.
Oh goddamn, dude.
It's a really good Cyanide and Happiness reference right there.
Thank you. I'm glad you picked it up.
There we go. So here's an interesting one just in itself. Is there anything that you particularly hate about being a content creator? You almost said the fandom. I heard that.
No, I was gonna say the fact. Okay, that's a complicated one. Because like a lot of content creators, I believe, they do not put in the benefits of being a content creator on the line. So they will end up just rambling about things, really petty things, and blowing it up as like a huge deal. Like, a lot of streamers, I could say, is they complain, like, not the big streamers, I'm saying like maybe like the smaller ones with like 1 viewer, 2 viewers, 3 viewers. They're like, it's so hard being a streamer because I have to be there streaming for so long and no one shows up, and it's like,
you don't enjoy it.
No one really owes you anything, and even when you're really big, still people don't really owe you anything. It's up to you to always try to adapt yourself and reflect upon yourself to make yourself better. Now, just to stay to the question, what do I hate about being a content creator? If I have to say something, it would be, and this is going to be a high road thing again, or like, some sort of, bullshit answer, but it's like literally the truth. It's the fact that I always battle with myself in my head. Am I giving my viewers the best content I can give? And it's like this constant like attack on myself in my mind that what I'm making is not good enough. I have to try better. I have to try harder all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like it kind of sounds like a response, but like it's literally like the truth.
I understand.
Every day that I wake up, I always try to make something that's better than ever, not only for my viewers but also for myself, so I can be happy down the line.
Well, you got 100,000 people waiting for a video.
Yeah, exactly.
So of course, it's gonna weigh on you a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know how I'm at this number, but I really appreciate it.
I mean, I look at it from this way. I'm a small fry, and I see things in a more wider scope now because when you're at the bottom, you're able to see everything above you. And in my perspective or whatever, I haven't felt envy per se, but I've felt a lot of conflicting feelings when it comes to observing how YouTubers' psyche is when it comes to their YouTube channel and how they present themselves and then how they present themselves off stage. Me and Shabo have probably interviewed a handful of people, and we've always got different vibes from people. I hate using that word vibes, but we've gotten different perspectives about why they wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm just going to play this game and stream it and everything like that. So it's really interesting to hear your answer about why you want to do the things that you want to do. But
I mean, look at it this way. You say that you're at the bottom, right? Understand this, that every single YouTuber, everyone started at zero. Everyone did.
Of course.
Whether if you're 13, you started at 0, or you're 20, you started at 0. Everyone did. And you can look through their past of their channel. You can study them day in, day out, like I have for the past 9 years before I started my own channel on YouTube, on how channels get big, how channels die down. At the end of the day, what I can take from channels that I've been following and pass it off to anyone else, and this is the most truest form of advice I could give to anyone who might have that question or thought of what's it like being a YouTuber, or what should you always pursue when being a YouTuber. And it's literally what every other YouTuber says and what they always say, and it's the most truest thing, is if you're going to do YouTube, do it for yourself, do it for fun, do not copy anyone else, do not follow in anyone's footsteps, literally be your own person. What you are interested in your mind, put it into a video and upload that. That's what you should be doing, and you should always be trying to make that better every single day, because the moment you stop that and the moment you start chasing views and subscribers is the moment you will lose your own personality and you will turn into a worker for YouTube instead of a content creator for YouTube.
Excellently well said.
Yo, and when I first started making For Honor videos, I think I made like the second Crusade video, and it got like 150,000 views, and it was like at that point I was already like, yeah, I don't really want to do YouTube full time anymore. So I kind of I really started slowing down, and like I only made videos like when I really wanted to. Like I only edited things that I thought I would like to edit and put together. I didn't kind of like I tried not to force myself, because I kind of got a taste of like people saying, "When's the next one? When's more? We need more." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not liking this."
And YouTube's algorithm, it's really punishing. You have to upload daily just to be able to stay relevant.
There's too much to just throw up in the air for me to like really want to get serious about YouTube. I'm happy where I'm at. I like the small little subscriber count I have, and like having my server, because I can log on to any game that everyone has and just say, hey, anyone want to play this, and somebody will join me, and I always have somebody to play with.
Honestly, I don't even look at the subscriber count for like my channel anymore. I just look at the personal milestones I was able to do. Like I remember one day I was just talking with my my bros here on Discord, and I was like, I want to just make a podcast for just For Honor YouTubers, because they all seem like this is me assuming. I'm just don't take this out of context. I said most of them seem really damaged and they need a way to vent. And I was looking through most of content creators and seeing like I did this comparison. It's really interesting. And I think I actually looked at you too, Spliced. I looked at their first video of For Honor, and then I looked at their now content, not like now what they're putting out. And I see the enthusiasm, the enthusiasm in their first video, like they were so hyped up for the game, and then now looking at it, it's so interesting. If you ever go back and look at their first videos.
Speaking of your first For Honor video, Spliced, it was a 1v1 Wardens. Is that right?
No, I didn't make that video. You never saw it.
I'm looking at it because I saw it, and I'm pretty sure I didn't see like any parries in that video.
Well, I totally on free will wanted to be a female warden and totally didn't know that you could change the sex of the character.
No, I was watching that video because I remember watching some of your recent stuff, and I was like, yeah, he's really good at this game. And I went back I stumbled across your first For Honor video, and I'm pretty sure you did a crushing Counter-Strike on accident in that video. Like I was just to see you at that point, and I was like, oh.
I'll have you know, I already knew that move existed. I was just giving that Nabushi a chance in the beginning, wanted to be fair. Totally wasn't my very first game of For Honor ever.
Is that okay? So yeah.
Wait, Shabo, who did we interview that accidentally cummed on like their shake weight thingy? Like,
hold on, wait a minute. I think this was before you had me on, because this is new to me.
So someone like accidentally came on themselves, and they were so scared because it was the first time they came. Like
what? Wait, hold on, stop. What are you talking about? We're talking about For Honor. What are you talking about?
I don't know. My mind's elsewhere, dude, because I started thinking about like the end credits now, because we're down to like the 10-minute marks, and I have to ask these really deep questions now.
Oh wow.
So Spliced, you ready for this?
Sure.
All right. Man, he's so enthusiastic.
It sounds like it's gonna be a whatever question to me. That's all.
Some of them are good. Some of them are
Yeah. So, this is a tradition on every podcast. We always ask this. So, what's your most awkward bathroom experience, Spliced? You have any good stories?
I don't really have. I'd have to think about it. Nah, I can't think of anything, man. Sorry.
Shit.
I don't know. Here, I've got one.
Okay, okay, so the reason why I can't think of anything, I don't really see anything I do in the washroom is weird. That's why it's like I don't really.
Oh shit. Do you think the other people thought it was weird what you were doing?
No, because no one comes in.
But it's public restroom. What the fuck?
Oh, in a public restroom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not like in your own bathroom.
No.
No, I meant like in a public bathroom, some weird thing. Just a funny bathroom story.
No, well, nothing. Not towards me, but I do remember I don't want to say that. It's I don't know. I mean, the person won't know that I was there.
Say it.
I listened in on a gay sex experience in a stall next to me.
Oh, dude, no, I've seen worse. I've seen
I mean, I didn't see it, but I heard it.
I've seen two gay men go into stalls right next to each other and hold hands underneath that little bottom part of the stall. I've seen it, dude. So I was like, I remember walking past it and then like going to the stall in the very far end, and I was like, man, something's wrong with my love life. These guys got it made.
I gotta say, props to those two people though on the other stall. They must have like trained in a Shaolin temple to be really quiet ninjas or something, because like they were making no noise.
What the fuck? How would you hear though?
Because I was right next to them, so I could hear movement.
Did that inadvertently like get you hard though? You're like, oh wow.
Oh my god! You took it there. You went there.
I went there.
No, I've proven to myself multiple times on different ways that I'm not gay.
How would you prove? Wait. How would you prove? How did you prove this?
I watch
evidence.
Gay
porn. What kind of gay porn?
I naturally avoid the guy at all costs whenever I watch regular porn.
What about traps?
What about traps?
Well, they're not gay, so.
I know.
So explain
who would
your.
Disagree with you.
Yeah, I know, right?
What?
All right, Splice. What's your reasoning to why they ain't gay?
Because
I love how Zach just texted me screams.
I don't know. I don't really have like the biggest explanation for that one, but I just don't think it's really that gay.
Would you date a trap?
No.
Can I introduce you into a concept of why traps aren't gay?
Oh, here we go.
A good reason.
We're going to end the podcast on your explanation of why traps aren't gay. Okay.
Blaze, please tell me, have you heard of quantum trap theory?
Oh, here we go.
No.
Okay. Are you familiar with Schrodinger's cat?
No,
it's a cat.
I'm familiar with the cat in Harry Potter. That's like, it got stabbed in the stomach or something, and it's like all the blood is on the wall and it's dead.
That's pretty cool. That's not at all what Schrodinger's cat is, though.
Didn't you guys see that cat that turned into a helicopter and someone like remote controlled it? It was like literally a dead cat, and they turned it into a helicopter and they flew it around the neighborhood.
What?
Look up the video. Literally, look it up.
I don't know if I want to look that up. What websites are you going on, Flame?
It's YouTube. It's Boro, it popped in.
Oh, I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. Yeah, it's a cat quadcopter. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a quadcopter, dude.
God damn.
Rolling around in style.
Anyway, speaking of Schrodinger's cat, going back to this, Schrodinger's cat is a theory in quantum mechanics in which you put a cat in a box with a radioactive substance, and being that if you can't see it, the cat is both dead and alive. It's quantum mechanics. So, being that you can't see it, it's in both states of matter. So, being that you can't see a trap's dick, you don't know if it's a guy or not. If he says he's a guy, it just increases the chances of him being a guy. So, therefore, it's not gay until you see the actual dick. And collapse the quantum reflex theory.
I want to fucking die.
Alright, well, there's another theory that you can get infinite power source by putting buttered bread on the back of a cat and then dropping it. And they both try to flip up. So they keep flipping.
Is that real?
The cat tries to land on the feet, and the bread always tries to land on the butter side, so it just constantly spins and makes infinite energy. Don't tell the game.
Flame, I swear to God, you're so gullible.
Shut up!
Is that real?
No, I mean, I don't know. Alright, so here's a last minute thing, I guess. Shabo, with your whole quantum, I have a hole here in your logic, though. So if it is in a box and we don't know if it's dead or alive, then why wouldn't we know that's a cat in the first place? So by me inadvertently knowing it's a cat in the first place, me inadvertently knowing it's a guy in the first place, then I know it's gay.
Well, you don't know because you haven't seen the dick. You haven't collapsed the quantum reflux. It's quantum mechanics, dude. I'm not gonna explain it in 10 minutes. It's not gonna happen.
All right, Splice, do you have anything to add on that subject? Oh, here's the thing. Here's something I want to freaking boggle your mind on. Okay, you're 1 inch deep in your mom, and your dad's 1 inch deep in you. Where do you push?
Whoa, wait, what?
You're 1 inch deep in your mom, while your dad is 1 inch deep in you. Where do you move?
You bite really hard in your tongue, and it kills you.
You just die.
If you bite really hard on a part of your tongue, I think you.
So you're gonna scar your parents.
Well, who cares? You're dead.
That's true.
This man has found a loophole through my fucking question.
I think your questions are just weak.
I don't really... Wait, what do you mean scar your parents? Your parents are already scarred with your dad having his dick in your ass and you having your...
Oh, yeah, I mean, technically... Oh, fuck me,
unless they bred you for that specific kink moment of them that they had.
Oh my god, could you... There's just some fucking
that
parents who do that
whole
shit.
Time.
I was reading not too long ago that they actually busted a family or whatever, a family of 7, and all of the 7 kids were like literally like sex slaves. That's fucked up, dude. They raised them to be that. That's all they knew. Oh my
yeah, that was my
dude.
family.
Shabo, could you please keep your shit down on the down low? All right, so it looks like we're already like almost there. Like, this is the podcast. This is literally one of the most like, I don't know how to feel about this podcast. This is one of the most fastest / like I don't know how to feel podcasts. What do you think, Shabo?
I think it's been going pretty smoothly so far, but I don't think we've asked him enough about his sex life.
We gotta ask him how. Yeah, we gotta ask him how he beats his dick on the lightning round.
Jesus Christ. Hey, by the way, you made a video a couple weeks back, I think, about Elder Scrolls.
Oh,
Spliced?
Hmm? What?
You made a video on the new Elder Scrolls game coming out. Is that gonna be something you're gonna be playing?
I did not make a video on the Elder Scrolls.
What?
that was me.
Was that you?
No. Splice, did you make a video on Elder Scrolls or no?
I could have sworn I saw one.
I uploaded a 1-minute reaction that I took from my E3 live stream.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but you like cut it out. I was wondering if you were like excited for that specifically.
I mean, I don't know what I'll be doing in 7 years from now.
Is that when that game comes out?
That's when the game's probably going to come out.
Oh, Jesus.
After they delay it, inevitably, from all the backlash of them realizing that they're using the same engine as Fallout 4 and 3.
And 76.
Jesus Christ.
God,
dude.
what a train wreck. That's like the only game that beat that in train wrecks is probably Anthem.
All right, well, Splice, you have anything you want to shout out? Shabo, this is the time.
Hi.
Shabo, I mean, Spliced, are you okay?
Hi.
Spliced, are you having a mental breakdown on the podcast?
What's up?
Okay.
I'm excited to be on this podcast, man, when we're getting started.
Oh my
All right,
God.
I'm starting right now. All right, question number 1. What is 13%, but also more than half?
All right, well, it's been one hell of a trip, guys. I've been your host, Flame, here with the boys. I've been here with Shabo, with Splice. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Splice. Okay.
Thank you for coming onto this podcast, OS Flame. Hope you guys did enjoy. We'll be back next week for episode 9 with Mege again because his voice is so sexy and he's the best Italian ever.
Oh God, I want to fuck his throat.
I can't fucking read the outro, dude. Please feel free to check out the Discord in the description. If you feel charitable, please support us by donating on Patreon. We do extra podcasts called The Lightning Round. We're going to be doing free ones, freebies.
Hello, everyone. Mege here.
Fucking, can you not?
I think he just enhanced your outro, dude. I think that was an enhancement.
Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, so we see you again next time. See ya.